Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wintermute Redux with Gazbeard. We're in forlorn Muskeg at the Spence family homestead forge in the barn. We're not actually making anything today because we didn't get any new recipes at all, which I'd kind of hoped we would. We've still got the same recipes that we left Mystery Lake with. So right, I ate the 2 really bad cans of dog food last night for supper. Did not get food poisoning, so I'm leaving the rest of these here in case we come back. I've also left a litre of water there. We slept comfortably in the bed without a fire running. We used a fire to cook up those bits of meat across there instead of using the forge. Let's just eat our fill before we set out, and I'm going to leave whatever we don't eat here. There's half a kilo there. It just helps us if we come back to have some food here, even if it's not a lot. Take these fresh guts with us. All of this firewood, the coal, the metal, etc. I'm leaving it all here, including the heavy hammer. I've put all the clothes into that locker. We just can't carry them, and we can't swap them for what we're wearing because we then could not carry what we're wearing. We did lift the deer hide off the deer that we harvested, and I'm going to take that with us. Let's just take a drink before we move out. Okay, that's fine. What weight are we at now? 47.75. So we're 2.75 kilos above our recommended overload limit. 10 kilos above your normal carrying capacity is normally where you start to slow down. So the only thing we can do to reduce that is to eat and drink what we're carrying, because everything else we need. I'm leaving the jerry can of lantern fuel here, up there. I would like to leave the lantern, but it's in too good a condition. I haven't refilled it. We just can't afford the weight, is the honest answer. And we're going to head back via the dormitory buildings and the caves across to that 3rd radio tower, where I have no doubt we're going to have to fight the bear again. So I want to avoid any entanglements with the wolves now that we've got our condition back up to full. I don't really want to be picking up sticks, but we're going to have to overnight in a cave before we go to that last tower. Well, maybe not, because we're not actually that far from it, but I'll pick up a few sticks just so we can have a little fire to go to heat up a few drinks if we need to. Remembering we don't actually need to carry those 15 sticks that I've been saving for snow shelter, because we can't build a snow shelter. Now this tree here is a good vantage point to check and see where the wolves are, because there's usually wolves patrolling at these homesteads across here, these dormitory buildings. And you don't want to cross this broad expanse of ice if you can help it. I mean, if you're right alongside the bridge, you're okay, but why take the risk? Avoid it if you can. Use the bridge. It also makes it more difficult for wolves to attack. Ah, there's a reason to not use the bridge. Okay, so maybe we do have to cross the ice. Very early in the morning, not long after sunrise. So it's quite cold, but there's a wolf. So let's switch to the rifle. Be prepared to drop a decoy and drop the wolf. Here he comes. Come on then. I'm down here. Come on. Right between the eyes. We're not going to harvest him. We're on the move now. There's no need to harvest him. Any nearby wolves will have run off at the sound of the gunshot. We can come up on this blind ridge quite safely. The size of his paw prints, almost the same size as the bear. Have a look around though, just in case a wolf did run off and then come back. What have we got across here? Cardboard boxes, wooden crates, newsprint, recycled wood. Let's just move it out. Make it a bit more obvious for picking up on another run. I don't believe there's anything here that we want to be taking with us. Oh, there's a blue toolbox. Leaving that at the forge would have been a good idea. Piece of cloth there as well. Use the toolbox to fix the heavy hammer as it wears down. One piece of fir firewood and a toolbox and a workbench.
What have we here?
More hats. Hats everywhere. I'm going to break them down for cloth. Speaking of which, did we pick up that piece that was round here? Looks like we did. Just check over at these houses. More recycled wood there. Let's just lift it out of the snow, make it a bit more obvious. Right, now we need to make small bandages before we tackle the bear again, because we used a few more than I expected. So while the day's warming up, let's very quickly harvest those hats. This one's not going to save us any weight, but let's just harvest it anyway. It gives us cloth. And this one's in really bad condition. It's not worth using a couple of bits of cloth on when we've got so many hats. However, it is useful for obtaining a piece of cloth. Wow, picking up those two hats, converting them to cloth, added nearly 1 kilo. That's ridiculous. We didn't pick up and keep anything else, did we? A few sticks. I'm sure they've adjusted the weight on sticks. I'm sure they're a lot heavier than they used to be. Right, so first aid, we've got 5 bandages. Let's just make another pair. Only mid-morning. There we go. Right. Let's move onwards. Now, this next radio tower is way, you can see it there, way up on the top of the Muskeg overlook. There are no caves or anything up there to recover. We're going to have to recover in the open. So we're going to have to be sure to have a good supply of fuel when we get up there and drop it before we tangle with the bear, so that we can collect it afterwards. I'm getting way too high up this slope. And there's a maple sapling. Can't remember if we can still get through this. Oh, there's a very high risk of a sprain. This used to be a safe route through because of the wolves on the other side, but what's the drop? Actually, the drop's not too bad. And we need to get off this slope. There's the sprain. God, that made me jump. Right, okay, let's fix that. This is why we needed those extra bandages. Just a quick look round. Everything looks safe. Use the lowest condition painkillers first. Probably need to make another pair of bandages, and it's probably worth doing while we're in a safe spot here. Takes 20 minutes to make a pair of bandages. Carry on. And ammunition for the rifle is not a problem here in Wintermute. I mean, we've got 50 back at the camp office. We've got essentially 22 on us, that's 72. We've used about 10 since we come into the Muskeg. We used about 20 before we found the rifle cleaning kit. I've used another 6 or 7 in Mystery Lake. I mean, you know, we're heading towards 100 rounds of ammunition. So don't be shy about using it. Now I'm looking for birch trees. Oh, there's a cave there. I want to check the cave, see if there's any coal. Also check to see if there's any loot. You never know, we might find something useful. Like the revolver. At this point in the episode, in terms of the Wintermute episode, I mean, I seriously doubt we're going to find a revolver. I think if we were going to find it, we would have found it long ago. And there's not even any coal in here. Okay. We had to check. Mackenzie's struggling on the uphills. So there's another cave across here. Can't remember if it's this side of the coal or the other side. I think it might be the other side. And of course the hunter's blind is out there on the island. I believe it's that island. If we get the chance, it might be worth having a nose. Oh, we did look at it already. We looked at it on the way back from Broken Railroad. Feels very strange that there's no wolf in this clearing. So used to having an aggressive wolf in this clearing. The speed he's moving at, it really does feel like he's wading through knee-deep fresh snow. There's the radio tower that we've got to get to. I hear crows off to our left. Is it the weather crows? I think this is the other cave. Looks like it. Terrain here has changed a little. This is higher up the hill than I remember it. This one should have coal in it. Yes, it has. And this is really going to hurt our load. But we need to take it up that hill with us before we meet the bear. Just the 4 pieces? It looks that way. Just the 4 pieces. Oh no, there's a 5th one there. Walked straight past it. 6 actually. Wow. So this will be a good time to eat and drink to reduce the burden. Try and offset what we've just picked up a little bit. It's midday. So let's just check what can we eat and drink to try and reduce the weight we're carrying. 1636, so we've got about 850 calories we can put into ourselves. There's 975 left in there. That's one of the heaviest food items we've got. It's also in a terrible condition, so I think we will eat that. There we are. We've got 1,000 calories here, and each of these is 350. So that's 2,100 there, plus the cattails. There's nearly 4,000 calories there, so we got plenty of food on us. We don't need to be picking up any meat or anything. Let's take a drink. It's kept us under the 50 kilos. Only just kept us under the 50 kilos though. It's only midday, so there's no point sleeping there, but what we might do is have a rest a little bit further up the road before we go up the hill. Drop a little fire, get an hour's sleep with a birch tea. Well, we don't need to recover condition, we need to recover energy. And yes, the terrain here has changed. This ridge line here is where the original was, but this rock and that rock, I don't remember it. Nor do I remember those undulations down there beside the rock. Interesting. Oh, and there's another maple sapling. We really can't afford the wait, but I can't afford to turn it down. And there's a birch sapling down there as well. You might have just heard a clatter. That's because I've just knocked the microphone with my hand. And I'm trying to remember how we get up to the overlook. And I believe that's our route there. So going down there is quite a detour. However, we'll take the maple as we're walking past it. Might always come back for that birch. Mackenzie's definitely going to need a rest before we tangle with the bear. This is a long old walk to get up here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up here. It's just after, barely after midday. We'll get up here, we'll get a save point, we'll put a little camp down, and we can then get a rest, recover some of that energy. I don't like the way the mist's closing down as we come up here. That ledge is no good. Don't want to get too close to the signal tower before we take our rest. If I could get up there, that might be a good place to do it. I really want this mist to clear away. I want to be able to see when the bear comes. We can get onto that ledge. That's where I'll do it. That's where I'll try and put a fire down and take a rest. By Jove, I think we can do it. Is that a cave? No, it's not. But there is a nice sheltered corner there. That's an overhang of some sort. It's not a cave. I think it's actually off the edge of the map. Right, we should be able to get a fire down here. So let's get a torch out. Can't get the fire right into the corner, which is where I wanted it. I have to pull it out a bit. Okay. There we go. Put the tonker down until I can get a piece of coal on there. We need about 20 minutes. How are we doing for water? Should we make a can of water? Yes, we should make a can of water. So, put one can on. Like half a litre. Speed it through to melted. Should be able to add some coal there. Yep. Add 2 bits. Speed the water through. Take the water. Pick up the can. And we should be able to get our sleeping bag under that ledge. See if we can. No, it's not going to let us. Rats. Oops. Stop it. Press the right button. Right, so let's try that again. Get that down there. If we finish off that MRE, not a lot of calories in it, just about 100. Need a couple of cattails. Take a drink. Check the fire. You can get 2 hours sleep easily. Recover some of that energy. And the visibility is just as bad as it was. Terrific. Pick up the bedroll. The fire's gone out, but that is where I think we should end the episode, especially after the extra long one 2 episodes ago. And then in the next one, which will be on Tuesday, we will go and face the bear again. So, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you are, subscribe to the channel, give the videos a like, leave your comments, questions, observations, etc. down below. I love reading those, I really do. And have a great weekend. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye for now.